Doing some quick bucket repair. It'll be real quick. There's a half a dozen cracks on here, but just figured I'd pass on for the newer people some of. There's another crack there. I've got a reputation for my stuff not breaking. Never really talk about that much, but I'm going to pass on as much as I can through the next couple of years. So yeah, I mean, for the last 40 years, I got other shops in frickin' town that'll call me on repair input. And this all kind of started back in the 90s at the drilling company. I hired on at a drilling company. Man, when I first started, I was just welding pockets on augers. That's all I do, all flipping day, pockets on augers, welding, cut off what was broke, and weld new ones back on. 70-18. Well, after about a month or two of that stuff, it was like, what in the hell, man? It just peeled the pockets back off. So I started doing a little research. That's my job, you know, as a welder. Well, the augers were made out of T100, T1, so it was 100,000 on the tensile strength on the auger itself, on the flights and the stem, and then researched the pockets a little bit, and the tensile strength on the pockets was 120 thousandths. So we got 100 thousandths tensile on the auger, 120 thousandths tensile on the pockets, and they're having me weld the pockets onto the T1 with 70-18, which is 70 thousandths tensile. So the pocket's going to break every time. That's 30-40 thousandths tensile below the strength of the auger. So I started using 110-18, and they cried about it for the first month, man, because it costs 35% more than 70-18, but it's damn near twice as strong. So 120,000 tensile on the pocket, 100,000 tensile on the auger. I welded the pockets onto the flights with 110-18 at 110 thousandths tensile. That matched everything. So when I first started, I literally spent the first few months, that's all I did every day, pockets, pockets, pockets. It took me probably about a half a year to get cycled through all their stuff to where I had 110-18 on there. And towards the end of that first year, after I did all them pockets, man, towards the end I did a pocket about every 3 months. So I went from 6-7 pockets a day with 70-18 to 1 pocket a month, literally, or every 3 months, 2 to 3 months. There was literally 3 months that go by sometimes before I'd have to do a pocket. And the only reason I'd end up having to do a pocket is because they had a crane attachment. And I looked up the specs on that crane attachment. And on that crane attachment, with a Brownie transmission, low range, low gear, that thing had 200,000 foot-pounds of torque. So I watched him one day, 4140 shaft, 6-inch solid round bar, through the center of an auger, just twisted it in half, took the flights and everything. He'd get pissed off, and the oiler'd call, JR's having a bad day, says he's going to rip your new auger up. He'd hook something and just torque that thing right freaking in half, man. Pissed me off. I'd spend all weekend building an auger and a core barrel or something, and that operator'd cop an attitude. He could break anything with 200,000 foot-pounds of torque, so. But just passing that on a little bit, that's what put me on the map. I'm known for my shit not breaking. Other shops call sometimes to have me weld on shit because they know my shit don't break. Well, that's a lot of it right there. Even on mild steel, you take something that's been broke 3 or 4 times and kind of fatigue, I'll grind out somebody else's garbage, lace it up real good with a 110-18, it'll never break again. So just passing that on to newer people and stuff. I'm sure people have been in it for a while aware of that, but that's what put me on the map. And I like the 110-18. It fast freezes a little better, so it works even better on overheads. It works better on verticals than the 70-18. It's good stuff. I don't mind paying that little bit extra and then having the reputation that, call this guy, his shit don't break, man. So just passing that on. Everybody be safe. Have a good day.